What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Litecoin, LTC. I believe this is for Average Jane. Yes, it is. All right, this one's for you, Average Jane. If you guys have any requests, you'd like to see a coin done, a stock done, whatever, like some technical analysis done on it, leave a request in the comments. I will leave a link to the Discord page in the description. You can leave requests there as well, as Average Jane did. Thank you for using the request section, by the way. You know, it's not a big deal if you don't use it, but I appreciate it. That's what it's there for. But anyways, guys, and genuinely, guys, it's not a big deal if you leave a request in any of the channels on Discord. That's not the request section. It doesn't matter. It's okay. But I do appreciate it if you use the request section. Anyways, let's get into the TA. Looking at Litecoin, it's been some time. It has been some time. And I feel like the last times that I've talked about Litecoin, I've mentioned how we could go below this low, these lows here, but probably won't go below this low. And I think, I forget when it was I made my last video, but I feel like I might have foregone the idea that we went lower than this. I don't know. I really don't remember what my last video was. It's been some time, but here we are. Lower than these lows, above this low still. Let's look at the low to high here on the fib scale from bottom to top. You're finding support right on your 618 to 69 area. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful Litecoin. Good job. Common retracement, the golden retracement itself. Yes, you're finding a little bit of resistance at the 0.5. Maybe you come back down to your 618. Maybe you come back down to your 69. Maybe you even go all the way to your 786 down at $50. We're going to figure that out. You're at $68 now. You very well could have bottomed out already and could be getting to move up. I was talking about this in my last video about Bitcoin Cash, actually, that Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash led the markets last cycle. Could they be leading the markets this cycle? They're OG coins, man. They're OG coins. They're well known about. They've remained relevant with very relevant and high market caps. Absolutely. Absolutely, they could be leading the markets. It's totally possible. But let's just see. Let's look into that. So looking at this right now for a low, I like this as a low. I personally don't think you're going to go lower than this. You could. Again, if you were to go lower, you'd probably go to your 786 around $50. And that'd still be a higher low than that over there. But I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that you do that. From bottom here to top, you found support on your 1414. You literally tipped it. You're coming back up, man. I don't know. It looks good. Let's hope that you don't find resistance at your $75 area. If you reject your 886, things could look bad all the way down to your 1618, which happens to be that same area as your 786 from the low to high versus this low to high. This one's at like $53. The other one's at $50, but you get the picture. If we reject this 886, you probably would come down to this 1618. So just be aware of that. $75 is an important area to break. Not just on a fib level, but also on a price level. If we take, on a closing basis, on your weekly closing basis here and a little bit of a wick at about 76.85. So it's not $75 itself, but that kind of area between, like, let's say $74 to $77, somewhere in there. This area of support. It's very important that you break that. If you were to come up, find resistance, form a higher low, that's not a bad thing. So just because you bounce off it doesn't mean that it's, oh no, but getting above it would be really nice to see. And in fact, a move like this would be actually kind of nice because you found resistance on a previous area of support. That's to be expected. And then you find support on a previous area of resistance. That would be expected if you were to continue upwards. So look for that kind of move potentially. Let's look at the weekly RSI. The weekly RSI doesn't look too promising, in my opinion. It doesn't look too promising, to be fair. Anytime you found a low for Litecoin in its history, and this is on Coinbase, so this is the all-time high, or the all-time history. On the weekly, your low was at the oversold zone, a little bit into it. Your low down here was in the oversold zone, right? Whenever you're down here. Your low for this move, this little correction phase, I guess your low was here, not in the oversold zone. Okay, look, there's a little hope right there. That's actually not a bad thing, right? Because if we go back over here, put a line right there, you're kind of at that same area where you bounced off. So, it's not too bad. It's not too bad looking, actually. but generally you do find your lows in the oversold zone, if not at the oversold zone. So it's not as common to bounce right around here, but you have done it before. You know, could you do it again? I think it's possible. I do think it's possible, especially with the idea that this could be your overall higher low, right? Just like the last one. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Time will tell. Let's look at the daily. Daily RSI rejecting the overbought zone, kind of common, whatever. You're finding support potentially on your bullish area of control. Not too shabby. Let's see how the next day's close. Let's see how the week closes. If you can close above here, above like $68, $69, then we could talk about going to that $75, $77 area. And ultimately, guys, breaking above that would just be very indicative that you're probably done going lower. I really do think that you're done going lower right now. The daily RSI looks really strong. 4-hour RSI doesn't look too strong. You could go a little bit lower from here, but I just mean like you're done going lower, like as far as like this moves goes. Like I don't think you're going to go lower than $57, $58. Probably not even lower than $60. You know, you're at $68 now. Could you go down to $63, $65? Sure. Before moving up, sure. But you know, maybe you see your RSI in the 4-hour get into the oversold zone again. That's a very common thing, and then move up from there. That wouldn't be too crazy. But I think you're on your way up. I really do think you're on your way up. Volume's starting to build as you're moving up. Nice to see. Yeah. I kind of like the way it looks, man. Litecoin's probably, if this is the real deal, if it's looking to break out or move up, you know, it's probably going to take some time. Maybe by the end of the year, we could expect to see Litecoin, you know, anywhere from like $88 to $92 back at this golden retracement zone. Or potentially even, and this is a big jump, potentially even all the way up at $140 to $176. We don't have too many weeks left. If it was to do that, it would have to do it now. If it was to do that by the end of the year, but maybe not by the end of the year. But you know, just where this next move is going to take us, maybe it goes somewhere up in this area. That would kind of be the zone of expectation, and that could happen sometime probably in the first half of next year is what I would think. But who really knows? Until then. Again, your RSI on your daily, it kind of looks strong. It kind of like this could be the beginning of something better, but we'll see. Let's just see how the days close. Let's see how the weeks close. All in all, I think you could stand to go a little bit lower from here, just a little bit. You don't have to. I think you're done going lower. Ultimately, you know, it's if it goes lower, it's just going to be a little bit, just a little bit, and soon enough, you're going to start moving up higher. So, again, where are you going to go when you move higher? Your first kind of checkpoint. I mean, first off, you want to break that $74 to $77 area. You want to break this 382, okay? Break this previous area of support right here. And then we can look at this classic golden retracement area at the $88 to $93 area, somewhere in there. And then if we have a positive reaction with that, we can talk about extensions. This is on a weekly basis, so this will take months. It's not going to take days. It could take days, but it's probably going to take months to fulfill, so just keep that in mind. But I do expect Litecoin will see new all-time highs by the end of this cycle, ultimately. You know, looking at the monthly here, double topped, higher lows. You've been through multiple bear markets. You're kind of in a grand area of consolidation, and what I would think as far as like where your new all-time high is going to be, I would think you're probably you're going to see Litecoin be worth around like $1,000, man. Let's see. Is that even possible? Let's see. Based on the fib there, that's what it's telling me, but maybe I'm looking at the wrong fib. So you're at 5 billion now. 5 billion. And then that would be a 13x, right? That'd be a 13x. So yeah, that's possible. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. You might see a multi-$1,000 Litecoin by the end of this cycle. Yeah, man. It could go all the way up to $2,500. Yeah, $2,586. Yeah, it really could, man. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. I wonder what's the measure move from low to high here. Take it and put it at the high. Yeah, that probably won't happen. It could. I don't think it will, but it could. I don't think it will though. I would stay grounded, and let's see how it does with this $1,000 to $2,500 price prediction. I do think at least $1,000 is in the stars for Litecoin by the end of the cycle. Here we are sitting at 68 now. So all in all, definitely a nice area to buy. Of this overall range, if you look at it, right, it's definitely in the lower half of it. So if and when it does break out to new all-time highs, this is a generally good area to get in. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't even actually own any Litecoin, but for those of you that are interested in it, I would give it the thumbs up, the green light. You know, I definitely do believe that this little bottoming zone here, this is the end of this down move. I don't think you're going to go lower. Things look good. So that's all I got to say. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.